have any more questions from Team Monk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow,
Oh, they're just full of it today, yeah.
I'll just say another bit, probably the same answer, but similar to sticking points as resistances. Sometimes it can feel, particularly here, there's a sort of generic resistance that doesn't seem to have any basis, and then like you say, the sort of flight mechanic can kick in, like, oh, I've got to escape, and it always passes, but it doesn't really seem to have a basis in anything, but it does occur frequently.
Yeah, and resistance does come up. You know, ego does not like the word surrender. Ego does not like the word obedience. It brings on all the childhood drama and stuff. You know, well, I'm an adult. I don't want to have to obey anything. I don't want to have to, you know. Yeah.
Sometimes you think, oh, what's the cause of it? You know,
Mhm.
doesn't seem to have one, but it's still there.
Yeah, it's still that, it's just that thing with ego wants to be the controller and on the throne of its existence. So there will be resistance that comes up. It's not feeding my ego story. Therefore, there's resistance that comes up to it. It's not something I want to hear. This is not buying into my belief system I've had. Therefore, there's resistance to it. Okay? Some of the big resistances are, you know, being a vegetarian and not being a vegetarian. Big resistance to it. Because I have my belief system, and this is not honoring my belief system. So therefore, there's resistance. I'm going towards the unknown. Therefore, there's resistance. I would rather have what I know. I want what I know to be enhanced. I don't want what I think I know to be torn apart. I want to have it enhanced. Therefore, if anything's challenging to that on any level, there will be resistance. Resistance to doing the practices. Oh, it doesn't feel good today. I don't feel like it. I'm bored. Whatever it is. Resistance will come up. But resistance is usually something deeper going on that doesn't want to be looked at, doesn't want to be challenged. But yeah, resistance is comes up along the paths. People have all these ideas, well, the path should always be happy and gay and light, and I should see progress in every moment, and it should never be hard, it should never be boring, you know? But that's not the path, you know, that's an idea and a fantasy about a path. The path is hard internal work. Yeah, there's a lot of laughter that happens, but it's not just all fun and games. You know, and you don't join the path to find a big Santa Claus in the sky that's going to fulfill your every wish, although that's what some people really want. You know, if I'm paying attention to God, God should be flattered and should, you know, just give me everything at that point. Well, you know, God is not a persona. It's not flattered by your paying attention to it. I'm so flattered. I'll give you everything now. Yeah, just keep me entertained and keep telling me, you know, I'm so surrendered to you, God, and, you know. Foolish. Foolish. But you see that all the time, you know, or people will, you know, go and build temples or donations or whatever, and because, well, I'm doing this now, God's going to honor what I want. And you're going to give me what I want, like you can buy it, you know, you can.
Bartering.
No.
Bartering with God.
Bartering with God. Yeah. Yeah, the mafia is very good with that. You know, they give a lot of donations to the Catholic Church, like they can buy their way out of what they're doing. Doesn't work that way. So no, you can't buy your way out. You know, you can't, you know, pull the wool, and God's going to be so flattered because you're, you know, now turning your attention to the spiritual path. I mean, just such nonsense that comes up. So much nonsense. And that if things are not going my way, and I don't think I'm getting enough progress, then there's going to be resistance. I'm going to have a pity party, you know, or I'm going to be angry, or I'm going to be, you know, I mean, all sorts of stuff comes up. Yeah, because the path is about challenging the belief systems, everything you think and know to be true. This is a solid world, I'm a solid persona. All of that goes. All your ideas about yourself. I'm smart, I'm stupid, I'm beautiful, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that. All of that stuff goes. All of this stuff gets challenged on every level. That's what the path is. To find out, you are not this persona. The world is not this solid place. There is something other than that, something that was prior to this, and something that will exist after all of this. Okay? So let's go deeper than making the ego happy. Ego can have as much resistance as it can. Hopefully it gets so much resistance it burns itself out. We've never faced any resistance anywhere, though, have we?
Never. Not at all.
Trust me, when my guru said, "You fool, you idiot, you know nothing," there was some resistance there to that. When he was screaming in my face, there was a little resistance to that, okay? But he was right. I was a fool, I was an idiot, and I didn't know anything, and I thought I had it all figured out, you know. Came in with all my special knowledge, too. See how well that flew. Didn't fly for an instant. Chop. And you think I'm tough? I said I was mute for 3 days. Couldn't speak, couldn't open my mouth. Nothing would come out. Just stuttering. Literally could not talk. So yeah. Here, if there's resistance and you come up with these ideas and there's resistance, and you want to give a projection, the equal projection you give comes back to you, and more so. So don't do it. Gurus are like mirrors. It just reflects back what you're giving there. Yeah. And there's no problem doing it at all. So. So people, they'll sit there in their mind and conjure up this stuff and be grading and grading. I'm going to show them, and thinking and thinking and thinking. They sit down and write this thing. Now I've got her. I've got her now. And you read it, it's like a blip on the screen, and it just flows out and boom, you know, and it's done. Then they're sitting there grinding and heating up again. I'm going to make a perfect letter. Keep telling yourself that.